You should pull the fucking trigger.
Pull the trigger. Ain't nobody gonna do for you. Pull the trigger. Don't hesitate, just shoot.
What's going on, Silverbacks? It's Benny here, and this is the Silverback Lab. So, a little sweaty. Just got done with the little cardio session, so forgive me. Sorry, not sorry though. I really don't give a shit. But anyways, I get a lot of questions, requests. Not so much on Facebook, but on the Silverback Lab Instagram page. Let me straighten this out a little bit. There we go. And in regards to steroids, straight up, there it is. Bam. Juice, fucking gear, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Again, not so much on Facebook, more or less Instagram. Fucking random strangers, too, that are like, hey, man, what's going on? I'm like, hey. I don't fucking know you. Hey. You're like, so you know where I get some juice? Like, no, one, no. Two, if I did, why the fuck would I just... Oh yeah, here you go, Mr. Complete Stranger. Here's some fucking connect for some steroids. Like, don't come in with that shit. And then more recently, had a guy, it was like, so what do you have besides pre-workout? I was like, well, at the moment, I said just pre-workout. A couple books on there for, you know, beginners. But we're looking to do merchandise such as t-shirts and whatnot, as well as I got a test booster that I'd really like to release. He's like, okay, that's cool. What about gear? I'm like, no, like, get the fuck out my DMs, bruh. Like, come in with that bullshit. But I do, excuse me, it's hot. I ain't trying to be all fancy, but I'll take this motherfucker off. But there are people that, camera's blurry. There we go. There are people that, you know, are curious about the subject and the topic, and I have some experience in the past. So first and foremost, should you do steroids? Well, there's many factors, and with this whole segment, I'm going off the top, like nothing really planned, just hoping it all comes together, see what the fuck happens. So right off the top, again, a lot of it depends on age. I did my first cycle when I was in high school. Hindsight's always 20/20. If I could go back, I wouldn't have done it. I probably still would have done it eventually, but later on in life. You can always get to pretty much full potential naturally, and I notice a lot of people, they want to go the steroid route because they want to get there faster. But you got to look at pros and cons. So are the side effects, if any side effects, and maybe the long-term effects worth the short-term result of you getting bigger, faster, stronger, like the documentary. Side note, if you want to get a good idea, check out the documentary. I believe it's on Netflix, Bigger, Faster, Stronger, something to that effect. Mark and Mike Bell, little documentary from back in the day. I watched it a long time ago, but it's very informative. So, my personal opinion, right off the top, is see how far you can get naturally, okay? And that means putting in the fucking work. You know, working out 6 days a week, sometimes, you know, doing 2 a days, getting your diet on point, you know, choosing the right supplements, eating the right things at the right time, the right ratios of, you know, protein to carbs and all that good stuff. Do everything you fucking possibly can first before you decide to go that route. And for a lot of you, you're going to disregard that completely. Just like I did when I was fucking 18 years old. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, that's cool. But so I'm going to do it anyways. And, all right. So I guess I'm no expert by any means. But I will say, I guess the most common is people just doing tests. They have all sorts of, you got your, your Anavaro, which is a milder steroid, and your Trenbolone, and all sorts of Dianabol, Decadurable, and all sorts of shit, right? We're going to keep this fucking simple. Barney style. It's how I do shit. So most people are going to run tests. Cypionate, enanthate, prop, common, I guess, for some, but not so much to the general masses due to the frequency at which you have to administer the doses. So let's say test E, right? Test enanthate. One of the most common steroids that people take, right? It's testosterone. So it's a good base if you want to stack it with other things. A lot of people feel, a lot of people are doing 500 milligrams to 750 a fucking week. Like, what's wrong with you? And sometimes more. Like, that's what I'm like. That's fucking stupid. So typically a dose is going to be around 250 to 300, right? And most forums, doctors, whatever, I don't even know the doctors, typically, right, rule of thumb's about 500 a week. So if you have about 250 a shot, you're going to take 2 shots twice a week, which will put you about 500 milligrams a week, right? Personally, just me, I wouldn't go over that. To me, that's max. There's people that are getting great results off of half that, literally. What some people might call cruising, right? 250, 300 a week, sometimes less, and you're going to see great results. More, it doesn't always mean better. Remember that. Never. Now, once you go over, say, that 500 range, and you're into like 750, and for some people, fucking gram, like, God, that's stupid. You're not going to get any fucking bigger. Like, you already have more than enough in your body to get as big as your body can fucking grow. But you will get more side effects. Nobody wants more side effects. And that's another reason why I like staying in the lower dose range. You get good positive results out of it, and side effects are minimal. Now, there are all sorts of fucking, I won't say myths, but, there's a stigma and a stereotype that comes with people, on steroids. There's the roid rage, acne, going bald, mood swings, this and that. Now, those things, I guess I would say are partially true. So, if you already have bad skin, yes, steroids, there's a great chance, I won't say it's 100%, there's a great chance of them accelerating that. So if you're already prone to acne, there's a better chance of you getting acne. Same with going bald. For me, baldness just runs my fucking family, at least on one side. I didn't get the good side on my dad's side with the head full of hair. But anyways, it will accelerate that. People that already have mood swings or a short temper, very irritable, they may be more prone to these so-called roid rages that happen. A lot of that also has to do with the estrogen levels. So, a lot of this stuff that you take will convert into estrogen. And when it converts, you get a little moody. Not saying you're acting like a fucking woman with the estrogen, but it's sort of along those lines. You get a little moody, you might bloat a little bit and whatnot. A lot of that is the increased estrogen levels. So you need to keep all this in check. So again, going back to how much you do, the more you do, the more estrogen, that's going to convert. And now some steroids convert more than others and whatnot. So you got to do your fucking research. I'm not going to do research for you. I'm just giving you the basics for people that are maybe thinking about it. I'll tell you right now, don't. For most people, it's like, what are you doing it for? If you want to be Mr. Olympia and train in a lot of these bodybuilding competitions, you almost have to. Straight up. Everybody else is doing it. That's like you bringing a fucking knife to a gunfight. Everybody's got a fucking gun. Here you show up with the fucking butter knife. Like, it's not going to work. They all do it. If you want to stay in that race, you got to fucking do it. Sports, obviously that's fucking illegal. But people do it. If you don't think that, professional sports athletes dabble in the performance-enhancing drugs, you're fucking wrong. I don't care the sport, they fucking do it. Track, field, fucking swimming, obviously football, baseball, basketball, doesn't fucking matter, they do it. But for the most part, the rest of the population, they want to do them just for the aesthetics of it. They want to look good in the summertime. They want to have that fucking body. And again, if you don't do them responsibly, it's going to affect you in the long run. So you need to ask yourself, is having this, great body now, living your little bachelor lifestyle and whatnot, worth it if it's going to, fuck you up down the line, when you're in your 50s, 60s and whatnot. For some, steroids have a possibility of shutting down your natural ability to produce testosterone. So, and again, it's genetics. I wouldn't really say that it's age related, although it sort of is. So say you're 19, 20, you decide to hop on, pretty hardcore cycle of steroids. There's a good chance, when you come off, your body's gonna stop producing testosterone. It'll bounce back eventually. It may take a little while. Depends on the purpose, or the person. Whereas say you're 40, you're having a midlife crisis. You're like, fuck, I'm going through a divorce. I want to get in shape, fuck some bitches. Then yeah, you get on a hardcore cycle of steroids, and you may not bounce back as fast. But again, it's genetics. You may have a 40, 50-year-old guy that gets off and his body's still producing testosterone like fucking nothing. You may have a 22-year-old guy who gets off and that's not the case. His body's not producing like it should at that age. So it's kind of a gamble, It's kind of a gamble, but you're going to be safer going at lower doses. And a lot of these people that think, that these big time elite bodybuilder athletes are just fucking, shooting fucking tons and tons and tons of steroids. Like, no, you'd be surprised at the amount that they actually do, because it's not a lot in comparison to what your average Joe will do. And that's another thing. There's guys that you see at the gym every fucking day that you had no idea that is doing steroids. May not even look like it. Then you have other guys where they're big as fuck, and I won't say you're jealous. You envy them. So the first thing that comes to your head, like, oh, motherfucker's on a cycle. Like, don't knock somebody else's hustle and grind just because you're not as big as them. Because along with that, let's say there's some big jack dude and he is on steroids, right? Doesn't mean he just does them and then goes to work and comes home and eats and goes to bed and gets up and does it all again and he's just gonna get big as fuck. Like, no. Like, I promise you, that motherfucker's in the gym going balls to the goddamn wall, just busting his ass, trying to get every fucking gain he can. His diet's on point. Everything's fucking on point. Trying to do everything he can to get to where he's at. And so, while steroids do play a factor, I wouldn't even say it's a large factor, because let's say that same person doesn't, get on a cycle and he has that same mentality going forward, busting my ass, doing 2-a-days, appropriate muscle groups each day and working my cardio in and my diet and all that stuff. He's still going to make very, very, very significant gains. Very significant gains. It's only when feel that you've reached the top that you could possibly reach and you want to go that extra mile. Because anybody that's been lifting knows that once you start, you're never fucking big enough. People could tell you you're big, you could be lifting more than others in the gym. Doesn't fucking matter. You're never big enough, because you're never going to be the biggest guy ever. There's always going to be somebody that's bigger than you. And it's a sickness. But hey, is it really a bad sickness? If it's not affecting your fucking life and you're just getting in shape, then hey, fuck it. You know what I mean? So, but again, you really got to do your research and think about if steroids is the route you want to go. Again, I've done them in the past, but I have found as I've gotten older and I've matured that I make very, very significant results and gains by just doing things right. Not to say steroids are wrong. I don't condone them, but hey, I have no fucking problem with them. But when I say right, as far as workout regime, you know, your training whole schedule is fucking on point. You get your diet on point, you know what I mean? And you'll just start seeing results. And like, why not go that route? Not have to worry about, one, finding somebody to get them, and you don't just message random motherfuckers on Instagram asking about it. Two, if you get it, is it legit? Like, you're putting that shit in your body. It's like, do you know where you're really getting it from? And three, proper dosing, you know? So, and it's illegal. Above all, it's illegal. So do you want that shit? Again, a lot of things you need to think about before you just decide to jump the gun and go that route. And if you do decide to go that route, for all you stubborn motherfuckers out there that are like, fuck you, I'm going to do this shit anyways, really reconsider how much you want to do. Again, more does not mean bigger and better, okay? I'd say start, 250 to 300 a week going forward for the first, say 4 weeks. See how you like it. Maybe, bump up from there. It's just that 500, your common, your average range, but it's not always 100% necessary. So reconsider. And again, if you're not taking supplements and you're not eating right and you're not busting your ass 6 days a week, sometimes multiple times a week, don't even fucking bother. Don't bother. So there's things out there you could try. A few, like that I've tried to help with testosterone, aside from Tribulus, which is one of the more common boost your natural testosterone, have DHEA, which I've been taking now for a few weeks, and I feel I've noticed a difference. I like it really well. I always take fish oil, have your omega-3, your fatty acids. So I take fish oil, and then creatine. Creatine's a good one. So those are the creatine and the fish oil is your more common one. And then again, get your whey protein. And as always, Silverback pre-workout. Love it. Help me with my workouts. And if you need help, again, hey, bodybuilding Barney style, nutrition Barney style. Help you get on the right track. So again, if it's what you want to do, I highly, highly, highly suggest you do your fucking research first and really decide if that's the route you want to go. And again, once you do, and if you do go that route, just be smart about it. Be smart about it. Don't be one of these fucking, ignorant, young, fucking dumb, little juicehead motherfuckers. Oh yeah, I'm taking this shit all the time. Then you just, because I promise you, when I go into the gym, I can tell who's on and who's not. A lot of the guys that are on, they look like shit, right? They have these fucking bloated face. They're all flushed red. They have these weird fucking shoulders. Like, I mean, yeah, they have developed shoulders, but they just, it's hard to explain. That you get a fucking look, and it's not a good look, okay? It's not a well-rounded, wow, that person's really fucking in shape and healthy look. And then you got the guys, I say a lot of the old heads that probably are on some shit, on some HRT or TRT or some shit like that, some testosterone replacement, and they're probably on super low doses, maybe 150, 200 a week, and they're just fucking, just ripped and fucking cut and bulky, you know what I mean? Because they're doing the shit right. They have that, their muscles of age, and they have those mature muscles. And another thing I should have hit on is just that as you get older, you'll notice that, yeah, your testosterone may go down, so you might need some help with that, but your muscles mature, right? You're going to start getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So yeah, you have these rare cases where you have these young guys in the early 20s that are fucking massive, but then you look at, say, Phil Heath and, Jay Cutler and fucking still Dexter the Blade Jackson, and all of them, like, they're old as shit. They're like, mid-30s into the 40s now because they've been doing it so long. So it's persistence and patience and consistency. It's going to pay off. So hope you learned something from this. I hope maybe this changed your mindset on some things. And hope if you are going to go the route of gear that you're safe about it and you're smart about it and you're not ignorant and just doing a stupid amount. With that being said, if you ain't been to the gym, get your ass to the gym. Holler at y'all later.
Fresh out of jail, California dreaming.